truly appreciate you guys taking a moment to jump on, especially right now. I mean, it's crazy times. I'm up in Washington State. Doesn't matter really where a person's at right now. I think we're, we're all going through something different. It's crazy, definitely crazy time with everything that's happening. But I've been asked to sit down and talk to you guys as a business owner about Green Compass. So my background is I've been a self-employed business owner for the last 25 years. And 25 years, it's multiple businesses. I've done everything from medical aesthetic spas. I had a chain of those, about 78 of them, and had about 70 franchises. It was a huge business. It was scary, and I don't even know how I got started in it, to be honest with you. Prior to that, I was a professional motorcycle racer. So try to weigh those two things out together. Didn't make a whole lot of sense. In 2018, I sold a chain of surgical centers. I had plastic surgery centers. Now, I do have some experience in the network marketing industry, but I want to kind of sit down and talk to you guys a little bit about where Green Compass is at, what Green Compass has accomplished, and then I'm going to bring on a young lady named Courtney Burish for you to sit down and talk to. I'm doing interviewing with her. I know I totally messed that name up too, Courtney. Don't worry about it. It'll be all good. But selling, when I got involved with network marketing, I've really had two experiences. One, I was, it was before internet. I was about 26 years old. It was before Facebook. It was before social media. And truthfully, I got involved with water filtration. And at the time, it seemed really weird because bottled water just became a big, it was years to see it in stores. And it was so crazy. Like, why would someone do that? But the job I had at the time is I was making prefabricated metal buildings, running roll formers and all this type of stuff, purlins, girts, PBR panels, you name it. And the strange thing was it was in Central Valley, California. So in that awesome shop, even though the doors were open and hot air was blowing through, it'd get to be 110, 115 degrees. And I had a mind that called me up and told me he was selling water filtration systems. And he invited me down to a meeting and told me it was a job interview, basically. And I went to this job interview, not owning a suit and tie, not owning anything like that. And everybody was suit and tied up, and everybody was super excited and bouncing all over the place. Before you know it, I went to a training for the weekend, and I learned about network marketing. And I ended up starting in that industry. I worked part-time for probably about 5 months, and then I ended up going full-time and ran with that company for 7 years. Great time, learned a whole lot, to be honest with you. But then the owner didn't pay his taxes, and they basically shut him down. Said no more paychecks, no more product, no more anything. And I was frustrated. And I was like, really? I've been busting my butt, building this business. And it was my first step at being an entrepreneur and being on my own. And then I lost it because someone didn't do their part of the game. And then I truly thought, I don't know if I'd do network marketing again. Then I had the fortune of getting introduced to another company. And this was, when I was 27 the first time, I'm 54 now. This was roughly, I was about 47 years old. And it was an anti-aging skincare line. And truthfully, what those people wanted me to do was carry that line in all of our med spas and all of our locations and various things like that. But we did carry products. We carried somewhere in the excess of $30,000 to $40,000 worth of inventory in all of our locations at a time. But I just didn't buy off on it. And I think it was because of my previous experience. But I ended up, after about 6 weeks, joining that company. And I went to work with that company for about 6 years and almost close to 7 years. Had a great experience, was able to reach what was called the $1 Million Club. What was more importantly than that is I had about 24 people that had reached that same level of income. And what that gave me was a different experience in network marketing. All right. So I sold my surgery centers. I resigned and truly, totally thought I was just going to retire for a while and mess around and do some restoring of cars or bikes or whatever. And about 4 months later, I ran into the Green Compass opportunity. And a couple of things I want you to understand about network marketing. Coming from the business of brick and mortar, understanding rents, payrolls, taxes, insurance, people calling in sick, liabilities, you name it. It's a love-hate relationship. Right? There was months I loved the business, and there was months I was like, are you kidding me? And if you're a business owner, you can understand that. But I was hopefully bringing in more money on a monthly basis than I was spending. And there's some months I do that, and there's some months I wouldn't do that. Well, when I looked at network marketing, I got involved, and I was building surgical centers, and I was doing network marketing on the side, and I kept watching my income go up and up and up and up. And I realized no income or unlimited income, no payroll, no one calling in sick, no taxes, no liabilities, no leases, nothing. My whole business was truthfully built right here with what's called a cell phone. So I think when you look for opportunities or you look for industries, like I said, I wasn't looking to get involved in a Green Compass. I wasn't looking to get involved in another network marketing company, kind of winding myself down and figuring out, what I was going to do. But what ended up happening was I invested some money into some clinics in Florida, and they were medical marijuana clinics, compassionate care clinics. I don't know if you're into that or not into that, but I got into that through a whole different story we'll talk about another day. And it was my dad being sick. But we realized one thing was CBD was a big component, and it did some amazing things for people. Now, we can't say it cures, we can't say it heals, we can't say anything like that. But I've seen benefits that people have received. So one thing happened after another. We looked at trying to go out and create our own line of products. And if you folks are business people, and that's really what this calls for, and if you're not, you're just going to learn a little bit about the story and the company. Business takes some money. It takes an investment. And we were to the point of going through, creating products and learning about the industry. And it was new to us. Even though I've seen what people can do and some of the benefits people were getting, I didn't know that, I didn't realize what it would cost. And there was a lot of information I still needed. And we got to the point of writing a check somewhere between $500,000 to $700,000 to get involved in the industry and start to get products that we'd go out and hopefully market to our clients. Well, one thing happened. We went out and we looked at Green Compass, and I looked at Green Compass for a couple of reasons. One reason is a good friend of mine by the name of Sarah Nilsson. If you don't know Sarah Nilsson, hopefully you'll meet Sarah Nilsson soon. She is a director of corporate sales. She's someone that if you want to look at building a company, she's someone that I had the good fortune of working with for that close to 7 years in the previous company. I was a big part of recruiting Sarah, and I got involved in listening to her, doing all of her calls with her team. And I really learned, with today's tools being the internet, social media, and various things like that, how to go out and build an organization. And I'll tell you what I learned, obviously created the income and the lifestyle that we had. But she was working with Green Compass, and she was just brought on, and she didn't have a lot of knowledge in the CBD industry, but she knew I, had some experience. So we started chatting with her, and I went out and met with Sterling and Meredith. And I'll tell you, I was blown away with what I saw in a short amount of time. Now, this company was founded as of February 6th. If you understand CBD, or if you don't, here's kind of how it works. It was passed by the Farm Bill, was passed in January of 2019. It actually passed in 2018, but it wasn't implemented until 2019. And that law made CBD legal to ship or consume in all 50 states, which is huge, right? Now, there are some certain states that still have some funky regulations, but it's pretty much wide open. You can ship it anywhere you want. There's not a question with that. One thing led to another. The one thing about Green Compass that became really, really unique is the fact that they're farm to family. That means they literally grow the products. All right. They process the products, they package the products, they ship the products. They also do third-party testing on all the products. You can take your QR reader code. There's a certificate of analysis on there. You can basically hear exactly what's in it. You can see, which is huge. But as a business owner, I want you to realize this. With Green Compass, we have a market space right now, which is CBD, that is over $700 million done in 2019. It's projected by 2023 to do over $22 billion. And there's other magazines that say 23, 22.4, 24.2. I don't care if it was half that. If you're a business owner, that growth is huge. And I want to participate in that growth. I understand network marketing because I've been involved with a couple of them. And I realize that if you can get involved in the ground floor, that's the time to be involved. So Green Compass to date is basically 13 months old. Can you close that? Is 13 months old. Yeah, 13 months old. We have approximately about 7,500 advocates. Advocates are people that want to build a business, people who want to get involved in the company, and maybe share products with other people. It has approximately 30,000 customers, right? But let me give you an analogy, and I just did this. Actually, Valerie did this for me. Do you know the average stadium, like Safeco Field right here in Seattle, Washington, holds 46,962 people. And we have 7,500 advocates in this company. So if you want to talk ground floor, we've maybe got the end zone of the whole entire stadium filled up. I went to a concert there with Ed Sheeran and my 10-year-old daughter. Place was packed. It was incredible. It's really, that's a ground floor opportunity, an industry that has a lot of a push and oomph. Now, you've heard why I like the industry, why I've been involved with the industry. The market space is huge for us. But what I want to do is I want to do an interview with an individual that's a business owner as well. So if you are a business owner, I want you to understand it doesn't matter if you have sales experience or don't have sales experience. What matters is, well, we already all do. How many of you guys refer products? You go to a movie and you like a movie, you tell your friends about it. You buy a car, you have a great experience at the dealership. You're like, go buy that car, go buy this car from this place, right? You go to a restaurant, love the food, you tell people about it. Same note, you go to the restaurant, you get food poisoning, what do you tell people? Don't eat there, man. It's going to be a rough day, right? But I'm going to say this last name wrong, but this is Courtney Burrish. And what I'd like to do, Courtney, is I'd like to just kind of interview, ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah.
What I'd like you to do first is kind of get everybody up to speed with who you are and what your background is prior to Green Compass, and then we'll take it from there.
Yeah, thanks so much, Rick. I hope everybody can hear me. So I started with Green Compass. It was a year ago in January. So right at the beginning, right? Like we came out of the gates, and I will be honest, I really was not that familiar with CBD at the time. My business is being a holistic health coach. So that seems like it might be kind of a gray area, and in a little bit of a sense it is, but I've been doing it for about 2 years. I'm in business for myself, and I've built it mostly online, but I also work with people one-on-one. So it's really kind of a hybrid blend of a lot of different things. And obviously being in the health and wellness space, I was very interested in CBD, its applications of use for people on a therapeutic level, and then really just like a maintenance level for our lifestyle, right? We're always looking for ways to better our health. And especially right now, you know, given our certain circumstances has us all locked in our houses, it really, I think, is, you know, giving us a different perspective of how we're going to view our health as we move forward, right? How are we going to take care of ourselves? And this is stuff that I work with people all the time. So Denise is my mentor, and she was the one that called me. And I knew, because I know Denise actually from college and hadn't spoken to her in quite some time. But when she reached out and said, Courtney, I've got this opportunity. It's like a once in a lifetime. Like, we're just starting, but I know this family that is starting a CBD company. And I said, tell me about it. And she did. And she's helped me along the way in terms of education and understanding the product line and really where Green Compass has come from, where it's going. And I've really been able to see some amazing, hardworking people that to me just embody this, you know, kind of the American dream of starting something that you believe in, right? Like, it's a product that changed their lives before it became a business. It was a product that had purpose and intention before it became something that everybody was using. So as a business owner, I'm thinking, okay, I have what it is that I'm good at, my niche, right? It's coaching other people. So where does Green Compass fit in? Is that going to look like something that I'm just trying to sell along the side? Is it going to scare people off? I feel like that was kind of my first question. And I thought, how is this going to align itself with what I do every day? Because Green Compass is not my main business. But I saw a path of how it could really work alongside of what I'm doing. And one thing I'll just bring up, because I think that it's so important, especially everybody right now, the position that we're in with this coronavirus, you know, creating multiple streams of revenue is so, so important. And I think that you can do that in any business. You don't have to be in the health coaching space. You don't have to be in the wellness arena. But if you're somebody that's working every day to earn somebody's trust, then those are people that are going to respect what it is that you're vetting out and that you're using in your own home. And that to me is like your golden key, because people already, just like I believed in Denise, you know, she didn't have to go into all the nitty gritty details right off the bat. I just knew if she knows these people and I know her to be a person of, you know, values and ethics and morals, like, I believe her, I want in on this. And I have found that that's been huge with my clients. It is not a matter of me having to sell them on CBD. There's tons of CBD out there. They could be buying it and they're not, because they don't understand it. It's overwhelming. But because in my own workspace and in my own lane of business, I'm working hard to earn their trust and to help them realize that I'm there to help them. Like, I'm a hardworking person too. I want to take care of my family, and I'll do it to the best of my ability. So if you want to know what I'm using and what I find is working for me, I'll share it with you. No pressure to buy it. And I'm telling you, the business just happens organically. And it's now been over a year since I started, and I've not one time had a month where I've had to, sweat bullets like, am I going to sell anything? I mean, it is not something I have to get up every day and be worried about. It happens because I'm working hard at my other job, and this just comes right alongside of it and works, in conjunction with all the efforts I'm making in my job that I'm, yeah, exactly.
I think what you're hitting on is spot on. I mean, you can, like right now in Washington State, you can get CBD at CBD shops. You can get it in your Bartels, your CVS, your Walgreens, whatever you want to call it. The downside is when you walk in there, it's always behind glass and it's locked up because it's a little bit of a pricey product. And so you go and you ring the bell and you say, I'd like some help, or someone to come open it. And that's the same person that sells nutrition, hair color, hairbrushes and liquor and wine. I mean, they don't have an answer for what it is. So I think you're spot on with saying people are looking for that trusted source. And when you say a trusted source, people think that you need to have a lot of knowledge and a lot of education on this industry, and you really don't. What you've got to have is you've got tools. Like we have our back office where you can send in a video to you via text or via email or even messenger or however you want to, that will show the farm to family process, that will show you why is CBD even good for us? What is this big trend? I didn't understand the first time I heard about CBD that we had a ECS system in our body, and it was the largest receptor system in there. So I think being involved with the fitness and coach. Now, you also have some children, correct?
Yes, I have two. And so I'm on the East Coast and they're in bed. Otherwise, you'd probably see them running through the background.
Thinking they're in bed, right? They'll be like, hey. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yes. It's been some long days.
So right now you're doing a lot of in-house stuff, right? You guys are on lockdown as well?
Yep. Everything, just the grocery store. So, but I have to say, and it's funny because my one-on-one coaching business, that is my bread and butter of what I do. Green Compass is something I do on the side, and I'll tell you, it's really consistent income. Every single month, I can always count on, getting a little gravy on the side. And right now, I have a lot of people that I was going to be coaching, and this week, every single one of them called me and said, whoa, got to pump the brakes. I'm a little worried, just need to see where everything goes. I totally get it. I mean, I'm in the same position too. Like, nobody knows. Everybody's a little bit nervous, but somehow I've still had all the CBD sales coming in because everybody's got anxiety. Everybody's freaking out. So, again, to me, you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And I feel like if you are somebody that's currently using Green Compass products, you see the benefit. You do not need to be on like a nutritionist level to understand, all the biomechanics of CBD. Understanding the basics, the foundation, like that's great. That's enough for people. They just want the nuts and bolts, and they want to know that, hey, if I am going to spend my money, like I am getting something that's good, right? That's pure, that's quality, that's been tested, that's been farmed with integrity. And when you can put those pieces together and say, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what I would be giving my own children. And that's what I tell people. I mean, I take pictures of my own kids, giving it to them. I'm like, look, I'm not just, trying to get somebody to buy something so I can make, a few bucks here and there. Like, I'm giving it to my kids and my dogs and myself. But, I think that it makes so much sense. Like, if you are that person and you're a little bit nervous, I mean, there is no better time to jump on board, because Green Compass really is, at that foundational level. And I can tell you from the inception when I started, I'm so glad I did, because it has carried my business through some dry seasons. And that's been really important for me. And it still is. I see this being a very important bucket of revenue for what it is that I'm doing. And I think that, that's really the nature of business these days. Like, a lot of people work from home, they travel, they do more than one thing. And, you know, I just think that if you're here and you're on this call, you obviously have interest in Green Compass and you've probably tried their products as a customer. I just can't say how, you know, I can't really just communicate enough how impressed I've been with not only the level of standard at which the business has been run so far and really the quality of the products, because I get testimonials from my own clients all the time that say that they love it.
It's incredible. And we got to make sure that we say these products, we can't say that they heal, we can't say that they cure, but the benefits and the stories and the testimonials we hear, you're right, are night and day. But a couple things, you know, when right now it's a really strange time for all of us. We're all in lockdown. But I always say, and my grandfather always told me, for every action, there's a reaction, you know, and it doesn't really matter what it is. The action right now is we're all locked down. And how many businesses are now working online? Everything is going online, everything's going digital, and still there's a lot of stuff going. Unfortunately for the servers and the teachers and our kids, we're on lockdown and can't go to work. But there's still a lot of business. Being in Seattle, obviously Microsoft, you know, capital or Mecca, a lot of software companies, and everyone's now just telecommunicating, if you will, you know, doing it from their house. And I think that's gonna, like when I was first involved in network marketing, there was no internet. There was no social media. And like what I always tell people is this isn't your parents' network marketing company. You know, when people get involved, they're like, I don't know anybody. Really? There's how many, you know, millions of users on Facebook, hundreds of millions of users, how many on Pinterest, how many on LinkedIn, if you look at all the different tools that we have. And I think you're right. I think the industry, the more that it gets out there, the more that people see CBD in various places, what it does is it creates awareness. It doesn't mean you have a saturated market. Our market is so minimal, going from 700 million to 22 billion. It's going to be huge. How can we capitalize on that? And I think seeing it in all these other places just solidifies and gives it, hey, there's something here. And then when they meet someone like yourself, someone like myself, someone like the advocates that we work with, they see that trusted source. And then we have the company to back it up and go, oh, yes, we're organic, by the way. Oh, yes, everything's tested. Oh, yes, we farm everything ourselves. In fact, they've been farming for over 6 generations. And when you listen to that whole story, you realize there's more to dig into, you know? Yeah. So just so we kind of heard about how you got involved in the business. I want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. Yeah. You know, you've given some advice. If you're talking to people about the business, you think obviously the sales are not a problem. I can tell you it's scary. I own businesses right now, brick and mortars, and they're stopped. And I've had to go through laying off employees. And then for the way we've had to do this, nothing's been put into place. Like they have to get on Cobra, but that if they're on Cobra, they have to continue to pay for Cobra. If we bring them back, as the president says, by Easter, which I don't know, let's just cross our fingers and hope. But as soon as this is over, there's not a lot of things that have been set up. So when I looked at this month, I was like, man, I don't know what's going to happen with our Green Compass business. And I'll tell you, our Green Compass business is higher than it was last month. And it's higher than the month previously. And it just continues to go like that every month. So that's exciting. Yeah. I mean, you're on the East Coast, we're on the West Coast. And then you've got this amazing little tool we're sitting on, and you're in my living room, or I'm in my dining room, and I'm in your living room. Pretty crazy, right? Yeah. So advances are there and technology is there. But if there was one thing you could say, a lot of people are listening. I don't want to keep a lot of their time. Our goal for tonight, guys, is to let you understand a little bit more about Green Compass. But I just want to ask you one more question. I'll wrap up. If I was brand new and I'm nervous right now because I've been laid off, or maybe I'm not working, maybe everything's just shut down, call it whatever you want, but I don't know where my income's going to come from. What would you tell someone?
Yeah, boy, that's a great question. I hope I answer it well. You know, I think that everybody has their moment at the starting line, right? Like there is a period of time where everybody thinks, all right, well, I'm going to do it and I hope I don't regret it. And you are uncomfortable and it is out of your comfort zone. And you might not feel that comfortable with the product line. You may have tried, one product and you like it, but you think, I haven't used everything else, and I'm not on social media. I don't know a lot of people. And that's okay. So listen, not everybody needs to be your client, right? I could get very overwhelmed really quickly when I started to think about all the things I wanted to do and all the platforms I wanted to share and all the letters I wanted to send and how to communicate the information about CBD. And I thought, what am I doing? I'm overcomplicating everything. I need to go about my day doing what it is that I do best, which is trying to communicate to people how to live their lives a little bit healthier. And along the way, those conversations come up naturally. And honestly, don't stress yourself out thinking you've got to blow it out of the water day one. Start with one conversation. Make that your goal for the entire month. Just try, I don't even care if it's your mom, like just start somewhere. Because I'm telling you, I've been doing it, and I've never done network marketing prior to this. And I've been doing it now a year. And the more I can kind of step back, focus on what it is that I'm good at, and do that job really well, people will buy from you. It can come up in a conversation when you're at the park with your kids. It might not even be in a professional setting. But I'm telling you, if you can just stay the course, not get distracted by all of the different stuff that can make you feel overwhelmed and almost paralyze you from a business standpoint, just take the first step. So get in right now while you can, when the enrollment is, the enrollment fee is waived. I mean, that's crazy. It's amazing. I mean, you have literally no risk and all upside, in my opinion. So take the first step. It's a very shaky, weird time for everybody, but I'm telling you, the one thing that is not going away is, people's health. That if anything comes out of this, I think we all prioritize, we all realize the value of our health even more. Modern medicine is not healing our bodies. It is not care. It's not health care, right? It's just taking care of sick people and keeping them sicker for longer. And I won't even get on my soapbox about that. But I am telling you that alternative ways, holistic ways of caring for the body, using food, using plants as a source of medicine, that is the trend. That's what our bodies know. That's what our bodies crave and need in a modern society. So we've got to be able to communicate that to people. And people are getting desperate enough. They're not taking their regular primary care physician's word for it anymore. So they will trust you, because now people are starting to question. They're going to the doctor and they're not getting better. So you are that person that might be able to offer something to make their lives better. You don't have to be, like I said, you don't have to do what I do to be able to make those kind of impacts on people's lives. This is an incredible opportunity. I'm jealous for you guys that are listening, because I know, I hope I'm communicating it as well as Denise did for me. But I just love being a part of it. I think that it's great. I mean, it's been great financially, but I love that I can call on a product that I know is quality, that I know will work for people, and it will make a difference in their lives. I'm excited to share that, because I think, oh man, you're suffering. I got something for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's fantastic. And I'm excited right now. As soon as I get off, I'm going to go sign myself back up. I don't know why, but your energy is definitely enthusiastic, and I love it. But there's a couple questions I want to ask, and maybe I didn't go over. The company's based out of North Carolina. The farms are as well. Someone asked a question, I think it's Bill asked a question, what are our monthly sales? Monthly sales range in about 1.3 to 1.4 million. We did 11.5 million our first year. And that's from February to January 31st. We ended the first year with about 7,500 advocates and ballpark about 30,000 customers. Now, a couple things on getting involved in the business. The way Green Compass works, you can go and sign up as an advocate, and there was two options. And one option was $59.99 or $59.95, I apologize. And it would give you the kit. It would give you the paperwork, the information that you want to go and sign up your business with. The second way to sign up was with $299 worth of investment into product. The kit would come with approximately $640 worth of product, but about $700 worth of value, meaning things that you'd have to buy. So you're getting started in a business for less than 50%, which is fantastic. This month, and ever since everything's gone on, Sterling and Meredith Cook have decided to waive the $59.95. So it's free of charge, basically to go sign up. And they'll actually send you a kit with all the paperwork, documentation, everything you need to go out and start building a business and start earning commissions and start creating sales. All right. There is one fee that goes along with that. It's $10 a month. And that is for your back office, and that's for your website and your phone app and all that type of stuff. Last company I was in, it was $29.95. So I feel like I'm getting one heck of a deal. But the tools are amazing. Everything is really strong. The other bonus right now is if you do sign up and you sign up and just do the $10 one-time fee for your monthly thing, if you can have an upgrade button for the next 30 days and you can upgrade for an additional, no, minus the $59.95 off. So a total of $250. Now you're getting $640 worth of product. The one thing I can tell you, and however you get started is up to you. I would definitely pull the trigger, and I would definitely get involved in the industry. I would definitely get involved with the company. We are the leading company as far as it comes with safety, product, and showing everyone what our products have in them, for sure, leading the industry in that. So we just wanted to thank you guys for jumping on. It was short and sweet. I love your energy, Courtney. It's great to hear from you. Luckily for you, you got your kids down. That's fantastic. We saw your husband bopping around in the back for a minute. But truly appreciate you jumping on. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, great. And hopefully if you guys have any more questions, please reach out to us. We'll be more than willing to answer them. You can probably find Courtney on Facebook. You can find myself or whoever invited you to the call. And definitely feel free to reach out. And I look forward to talking to you guys, hopefully, and meeting you soon. Thank you very much. Take care, Mr. Steve Bastrom. Yeah, I see you in the top corner, buddy. All right.